President Trump's demolition of the White House East Wing to make room for a ballroom destroyed way more than just a building. It erased an important piece of American history where many first ladies have dedicated their public lives. Former staffers tell East Wing magazine they're shocked and saddened by what the demolition of what they call a cherished workplace. And former Laura Bush Chief of Staff Anita McBride recalled this quote by Betty Ford: "If the West Wing is the mind of the nation, then the East Wing is the heart." Joining us now is Lauren Wright, an associate research scholar and lecturer at Princeton. She's the author of On Behalf of the President, Presidential Spouses and White House Communication Strategy Today. So I worked in the George W. Bush White House and spent a fair amount of time in the East
Anita.
Wing.
I love Anita.
Yes, love Anita, and definitely an expert on the office of the First Lady.
Absolutely.
But it really, it's very jarring. While people can always understand that, at certain times in history, changes are needed. Like Truman lived across the street at Blair House so that the White House could get renovated. And yes, they always need more room for state dinners, but also state dinners are supposed to be intimate. It just is jarring that without permitting and without going through some historical process that wrote that FDR's Family Theater is just like done. Why do you think this has hit such a nerve with the American public?
I don't think it's hitting as much of a nerve as we think, and that's not to say this isn't an important topic. Obviously, I've written this and studied it.
The polling is that about 75% of Americans aren't in favor of this.
And
they might be now. They might be, in time, they might grow more favorable.
Maybe. That's totally a possibility. But also, we have public opinion polls in the field every week. YouGov has one. Gallup has one. What are the top issues for Americans in this country? This isn't anywhere near the top. It's really not on the radar. I think the miscalculation for Democrats is to assume the average person is thinking about this on a day-to-day basis. They're really not. It's really a luxury to be able to look back and learn about White House history. Most people are just trying to pay the bills. And for Trump, he's got a lot of unpopular policies right now, a lot of them. Like, Catherine, you talk about tariffs all the time. Democrats should be shouting that from the rooftop. So I think this is important. I love the history. But I actually think for Democrats to focus on this is actually falling into a bit of a trap.
But does it, is there any weight for the Democrats to focus on the oversight aspect of this, right? Because I think the through line is, maybe history, maybe most Americans are not aware of the details of it. But I think what's probably troubling for people who are following the story is, like in so many things Trump has tried to do in remaking the image of America, whether he does it in his own image or not is separate. But the fact that he's doing it in a process that has no oversight, no accountability, no participation from any of the agencies that it's supposed to have, that is troubling. And again, you can spend a lot of time trying to explain that to the American people, or you can just say, if the American people don't care about it, then that's something we're not going to focus on. And I don't necessarily think the second part is the good approach. Just because it's not on the radar of Americans, that we turn a blind eye to all of the things that he's doing in that way.
Totally. And there's a principled argument to be made that no matter what American voters think, we should really focus on this and focus on the oversight. The White House is one of those buildings. Supreme Court happens to be another one where you don't have to go through that, I think it's called Rule 106 process. But, I also think by focusing on the building, we're sort of diminishing the role First Ladies play. They're actually one of the only power players where they're physically located. I know you know this, Elise, has nothing to do with their influence. I mean, this is a person that can pick up the phone, call any top-ranking government official at any moment, and if they know what they're doing, they'll pick up and they'll do what they say. And each First Lady, regardless of the volume of their activity, has had that sort of staffing influence, social influence, you name it.
Are you worried, though, that there are artifacts, even like architectural artifacts, like crown molding and things that, I don't know, there could have been a public, clear message about preservation, partnering with a museum to support or recreate some elements of it. It feels like there could have, at minimum, just been a bit more of like doing this. However, here's how your kids will still be able to come see an element of XYZ one day here at the Smithsonian.
Excellent. That's a communications point. I mean, that's like comms 101, is tell people why it's important and what you're doing to preserve it. They said they did a detailed scan. I don't know what that means. We'll see. Yeah.
So I guess what I'm wondering about is, I hear you saying this is a luxury to be talking about American history and all of that, but there were like entire news cycles about the destruction of Confederate monuments, for example, right? And Republicans use that to great advantage to rally their base. And those are also, I mean, there's a lot of fraught history there beyond just the history itself. Those were very successful at capturing the American imagination on both left and right. Why not the White House, the People's House? I mean, I don't understand why that would not also, in your view, have some purchase. It's not like we can't chew gum, not we, but it's not those of us who are talking about events in the news. We can talk about tariffs, we can talk about food stamps running out and things like that, and American history, and pull at the heartstrings. I guess I don't understand why dismiss it as something that Americans wouldn't care about.
I wouldn't say I'm dismissing it. I would say, I took a close look at this and I was surprised it wasn't higher on the list. And I really do think that's one way that we have to think about meeting Americans where they are. I can't afford food on the table, because of this variety of economic policies. I am, I'm worried about crime. I'm worried about how immigration laws are being enforced. These are things that are in your face every day in cities like New York and Washington, D.C. And I don't think, I think we need to also start there with where voters already are. And I say that as a political scientist, and I love the history and I do think it's important. But my, interests don't always match voters.
Well, Lauren Wright, so good to have you on the show.
Lauren. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate it.